Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Tony and Brandy, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Tony's ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. I'm going to preface this by saying that Brandy has worked very, very hard with him. We walk a very fine line with Tony between him being cooperative and uncooperative. We're using several different training collars, along with every once in a while a treat to keep him motivated because his temperament is not real stable. So Brandy has worked very hard in finding that fine line that she can walk to get Tony to perform his skills and at the same time not to freak him out. And I think a lot of his behavior, or at least some of his behavior, is fear motivated. Now he's sitting very nicely at Brandy's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. She is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, which she keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in her right hand. That leaves her left hand free to give the slightest bit of correction, and that is a tug and release on whatever training collar she deems is the most appropriate on any given day to get what she needs to get out of Tony and have him be the best he can be. The first exercise that they're going to demonstrate for us is heeling. The command is Tony heel, and at this point Tony has a job to do, and that is not to crawl up your back, but to walk nicely next to your left side, not forging ahead or lagging behind, but walking along at your pace and paying attention, focusing. You see how he's looking up at Brandy, and there is a respect level there that she has worked very, very hard to get. When she stops her feet, he's been taught to sit automatically. Now, right now, he's worried about the strawberry flies landing on his butt. So it doesn't take a lot to set him off. And she combines praise with being firm and having certain expectations of him, but at the same time being sweet and letting him know that he's pleasing her. If she speeds up, he should do the same. He should always match pace with you, and when you stop walking, whether it's to cross the street or talk to someone, he should be sitting nicely next to you, waiting for his next command. And the next command that we're going to demonstrate is the sit-stay. Stay is a hand and voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. It should be practiced indoors as well as outdoors. When Brandy decides to return back to him, she walks all the way around him, and this is very difficult for him because he has trust issues. So it's taken her all this time to build up that trust where she could walk behind him and get back to heel, and he would remain seated and wait for his next command. So every success here has been hard fought. None of this came second nature to Tony, and Brandy just didn't give up. She walks all the way out to the end of her 6-foot training leash. She turns to face him. And like I said, practice, practice, practice. If you're going to interact with him, do this. This time, Brandy will demonstrate the come on command. He's been taught to come and sit, not come and jump all over you. And then they go back to heeling. And if you notice, when she moves more quickly, so does he, but he doesn't get in front of her. He stays right at heel position, not dragging her down the street. If he doesn't sit, she makes him sit. She gives that little tug that we talked about. But he is such a nervous dog and so alert all the time, hypervigilant, that he's looking for flies when there's none there. He's looking for ants that aren't there. She's going to call him out of that again. She brings him right in and has him sit. And then they go back to heel. And this seems to have a calming effect on Tony. Like just the simple fact of doing repetitive commands not only gives you a dog that is responsive to a command when you say it, but a dog that is, you know, more focused on you and more stable and acting more normal. Now the next command that Brandy's going to demonstrate is the down from a heel position. So with the dog seated at your left, you take your left open palm straight down toward the ground and the one-word command to down and stay. Your long down stay is best practiced right in your living room. She's telling him no because he's sniffing, and that usually is a prelude to getting up. When she returns back, she put her hand on top of his head to keep him from popping up because she wants him to know that I can walk behind you, it's all good. Always have him seated before you attempt to put him into a down. Make him go all the way down, not a little halfway down. His belly has to be touching the ground. And it does have a calming effect on him. It tires him. This time Brandy will call him out of that down. If he doesn't sit, you notice she takes a step in. The bigger you are, the higher your pack status. So you don't want him to be on the couch with you, not in the bed with you. He always has to be lower than you. Now Brandy's going to demonstrate the down from a distance. She's going to leave him in a sit stay. She's not going to go all the way to the end of the 6-foot leash. That's going to be a goal that we're going to have moving forward. She's going to use her right hand to give the command. Now if he doesn't go down, she puts him back into a sit. He has to complete the exercise the way it was taught. And literally hundreds of man-hours later, this is the new improved Tony. And I think that you will continue to see improvement, and I think it's going to be based on how much time you spend actually training with him, working with him, and keeping this going for all of you, for your family, for Tony. We've enjoyed having him. He has challenged us every step of the way, but I think you're going to be pleased with the result. Please keep us posted when you go home, and thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.